Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining. Today we're talking about a framework for visibility. And this could be in your business, this could be your personal brand. Really, you can use this framework for anything where you feel like you want to improve how you're being seen and heard online and in your business and in your marketing. So let's dive right on in. Excited to have you all here. Um, So I'm Jess. This is me in a nutshell. I am your biggest cheerleader. That's my thing. I love cheering people on. I'm always the first to be like, yeah, go for it. Send that email, send that message, buy that domain. That's me. I'm right there with you. So celebrating along the way. I own Jess Hop Consulting. We work with small to medium size businesses on brand messaging and also a little bit of sales and marketing. So excited to have you. Um, and let's dive in. So, visibility is the process of establishing or optimizing your presence. So, this is how you're seen, this is how you're heard online. And I'm speaking specifically to online visibility in putting your messaging in front of your ideal client. That's what we're talking about today. And how can we do that in a way that feels good for you as a business owner, or maybe you're on a marketing team and you're like, I really want to have our CEO be this voice to our industry. How am I going to do that? How am I going to show the way? How am I going to um, lead forward? So, if you really think about it, visibility gives you the ability to tell your story to more people. It broadens your reach, and you can definitely um, see that when your engagement starts to build. And it's just like an exciting momentum when that starts to get going and happening because you're talking to the right people at the right time, um, and helping them solve their problems. So we want to make sure that you get to talk more about what you do, that you are consistent in your messaging, that you have the ability to help and also serve more people, right? Solve their problems. That's what we're all here to do in our work. And this can actually go for folks who are currently in a career transition, a job change, and you want to really put your story out there in a vulnerable way, but also makes an impact to your next opportunity. And then it also increases your ability to grow your business, grow your brand, because you're telling your story in a pretty concise, consistent way. And not being visible in your business leads to a lack of awareness. So when you hide, and we do this either intentionally or unintentionally, but when we hide, the visibility and awareness of who we are and what we do decreases, right? That's pretty much the bottom line is the more momentum you have, the more action you take, the more visible you'll be, um, the more clients you'll get, the more opportunities you'll get. And if we kind of sit in that feeling of, well, I don't know what to say, the unsureness, like we all have that, um, but it's taking the action to just do it. And I've talked to so many people who are like, "Oh, I wish I did this like 3 years ago," or, "Oh, I wish I did this, 6 months ago when I was first starting my business." So, we're just really here sharing information so then you can take that next leap forward. And just we'll talk about this a little bit later, but just so you know, we also have a 7-day visibility challenge coming up May 1st through 7th. So I'll give information on how you can sign up for that. But it's going to be a 7-day challenge to you. So every day is going to be a new challenge from me to get yourself out there, get you more visible in front of your ideal audience. And it's great because you can do it in a very safe environment, and you can actually work with me one on one if that's something that you'd want to do, or work within an accountability group, which is really great. So keep this in mind, jot this down, take some notes, make sure that you're writing in your notepad if you take handwritten notes, or if you are more of an iPad, iPhone note taker. Our 7-day visibility challenge is going to start May 1st through the 7th, and you can actually sign up now. I'll send you more information on that at the end of the workshop here. But again, the 7-day challenge is going to really help you get out of your own head and get out of your own way, because you're going to get prompts, you're going to get fun activities. I think they're fun activities to do every day to get you outside of that box. So stay tuned. But right now, we are going to almost do like a self audit of where we currently are in our visibility journey. Um, so, again, if you have a notebook, pen and paper, if you like to take digital notes, let's get in the mind frame of self reflection, right? Oh, that's such a difficult thing sometimes. But we're going to do it, and let's get into it with a few questions. Number one, why do I want to be visible? Or why do I want visibility in my business, in my personal brand? What would that mean to my life? What would that mean to my work? How would I show up differently if I got visible? So I'll give you a little time to think on that. And also, these questions are here for you to be really honest with yourself and be like, well, I do want to get visible, because when I get visible, when I put myself out there, I'm going to attract more clients. And if I attract more clients, then I'm going to be able to live a lifestyle that I want to live. I could be supporting my friend, my family, my parents, like there's so much that goes into this thought of like, why do I want to get visible? Okay, next question. So what will happen when I do get visible? So this is an interesting question as well. Um, because we can have these dreams and these visions of like, oh my gosh, when I get, the client base of 10 clients a month, 5 clients a month, 20 clients a month, whatever, 10K months, 50K months, whatever that looks like for you. Um, we almost self-sabotage ourselves with success. So you could want and dream all these things and be like, oh my gosh, when I get visible, I'm going to be able to bring on clients and all of that. But that brings challenges in itself. So when you think, what will happen when I get visible, also maybe think about what happens when I become successful. And it's that mindset of like, this will work. This will work for me. So how am I going to lead? How am I going to show up when I do get visible and I do start bringing on clients? Next question, what is working right now in my visibility? So this could be your social media, this could be your blogs, your website, and we're mainly talking about your digital presence. I know that you could also have a presence in your community where you show up, you host workshops, all of that in person work that's super important, networking. But really, what we're talking about is what's working right now in my online visibility. So take a minute to jot that down. And then, as you're thinking about that, what is not working in my visibility? So, on the flip side, what could I be doing better? What could I be doing more of? And this could also be in like the operations of how you show up, the consistency in how you show up, the messaging and how you show up. Um, yeah. So what is not working right now in my visibility? Maybe you're at a pivot point of like, well, that worked for me when I had 2 clients a month, but now I have 10 clients a month. So the way that I show up, it has to be different. Um, yeah. How will I know my plan for visibility is working? So this really revolves around goals. What goals are you setting for yourself? How are you showing up for yourself, for the people around you, for your clients, for your team members, if you have a mentor, if you have a mentee? So how will I know my plan for visibility is working? Is it a number of engagements, a number of followers? Like how are you? And there's no wrong answer. So just what is that for you? So thinking about those questions is going to get us set into our framework for basic visibility building. So we're going to talk about this in the 7-day challenge, but I also want to talk about it here to give you a little insight on what's to come on a deeper level. So, our step one, our first step is ideal client work. So, an ideal client is someone who finds the perfect solution um, to the pain point of your services, right? So, what you provide is exactly what they need. And that is the most ideal situation that we can get into from a marketing perspective is finding those people. So, the first step that we can wrap our brain around to finding them is understanding them. So, what are the pain points of your prospective clients, of your current clients? Maybe jot down 3 things that you hear commonly from people. Um, I know a lot of the people that I work with come to me because they don't know what to say. They don't know what platforms to say it on. They are overwhelmed with the amount of choices of platforms and the operations behind the, um, their presence online. So those are just 3 off the top of my head that I can pinpoint. And maybe you're not to the point yet where you can like hone in on 3 things, but it's a good start to understand like, okay, these are the pain points and now I get to market this forward and provide solutions. The second step is what are your services and offers that will support your ideal client in their pain points? So, exactly what we were talking about. We know their pain points. Now it's our opportunity to speak into our services and our offers that really solve those pain points and those challenges for our potential client. So, like for me, a huge pain point, like I said, is folks just don't know what to say. They don't know how to show up in their best self online. They might be really nervous, never done it before. Maybe they're just really in their head about it. So I created the 7-day challenge. So if you can take those challenges and turn it into a solution or talk more about your solutions, that's what we're doing here. The third step is our social platforms. So, where are your ideal clients? That's what we need to be asking instead of should I be on TikTok? Should I be on Reddit? Should I create an Instagram account? Instead of thinking about the platforms, we have to think about where are our prospective clients? Where are they living online? So if you have to think about your top 3 platforms, 'cause I really wouldn't recommend anything past 2 or 3 if you're getting yourself going with visibility, because it's just a lot to manage. So choose 3 platforms where your ideal clients are online. Step 4. So this is when we walk into our main framework is on messaging and calls to action, and that's what CTA means. I know it's kind of hard to see in all caps, but CTA means call to action. So when your messaging is clear, folks know what you offer and how you can help them to fix their pain point. That's the clear messaging point. And the calls to action are the probably the most important things that we do or that we provide on this journey to work with you. So let's practice a little on clear messaging and calls to action. So I did this, I talked a little bit about this on a different video. It's called social media content pillars. So here I call them buckets in that um, workshop, and you can go back and look at it on YouTube or LinkedIn if you're watching. And you can talk about your pillars or your buckets. So here are some examples that we have. So again, if we're talking to everyone, we are talking to no one. That's like the first and foremost rule of content or messaging. So we want to make sure that we are messaging clarity and we're messaging consistency and whatever that means for you. If it's weekly, if it's daily, bi-weekly newsletters like that, just set up that consistency for yourself. So the buckets or the pillars here are connection, authenticity, engagement, authority, and sizzle. So I would say choose 2 or 3 of those main buckets or main pillars, and then we can dive into how your brand connects with your audience. Then we can dive into how you want to show up with authority in your industry. And sizzle is selling. So we don't want to be selling in every message, but sizzle is part of your selling, right? If you have a product or anything. And then your calls to action, that's when we're telling folks where to go and what to do, basically. So we're giving them that next step, the call to action, because we don't want to leave them hanging. So at the end of our messaging, we want to say, all right, now download my guide, or here's a link to our new blog post, or join my Facebook group. We always want to leave the message with a call to action. Okay. And if you want to grab a snapshot of this, it's pretty, or like a picture, screenshot it, because it's really helpful to have the buckets laid out, and also examples of calls to action. So this is a really basic framework layout that I have. So days of the week are down the left-hand side. Platforms are up on the top, and it's just a chart. So you can plug every day of the week, and every platform has its own little space. So for example, I chose 3 buckets. So those 3 buckets are connection, engagement, and authority. So those are the 3 buckets of content that I'm going to speak into. And then my 3 CTAs that I chose are join my Facebook group, share an emoji, or book a one-on-one call. So as we get going, you're going to see how content really doesn't have to be overwhelming, and we kind of make it that way. And also, I'm a huge proponent of reusing and recycling content on different platforms. So as we move in here, you can see that I plugged in on each platform the bucket or pillar and the call to action. So those are already 3 posts on 3 separate platforms. The next, I did engagement and drop an emoji. So we want to get people commenting and messaging on this post. You can see again, one piece of content is used across 3 platforms, just in different ways and on different days. And then the last content pillar or bucket that I used was authority. So building your authority within the industry. That could be sharing a white paper, that could be sharing a piece of like a hack, like knowledge industry that not a lot of people know. And then the call to action on that is book a one-on-one call. So you can see how quickly three separate pieces of content can move across three platforms pretty quickly. And this is the end result. So this would be a week worth of content on three platforms. And you basically have three different um, posts. And then even further, this could be a month's worth of content or 3 weeks if you build it out with your pillar and your call to action. So the next step, once we have our content designed within the framework, then our next step is to reach out. So this is the hardest part. I really truly believe that. Reaching out is the hardest part of um, your visibility framework because social media is pretty passive in how we position ourselves and how we sell. But how you connect and engage with your audience is really important. So it's important to be active and authentic in your business. Please do not post and then ghost. It's really important to start engaging with content before your post. Stay on for a little while, 10 minutes, give it some time, interact with people who are posting and engaging in your content, and then go and engage with theirs. That's my rule of thumb. So think about what is stopping you from reaching out. Are you nervous about what somebody's going to think? Are you nervous about what someone's going to say to you? Um, what would your business look like if you were serving versus selling? So this is really solving pain points, right? So I used to be so nervous about selling. Oh my gosh, the first time that I needed to challenge myself and reach out to someone, I totally biffed it. Like it felt cringy to sell. And I was getting advice from somebody who was an amazing salesperson, but it wasn't the right way to sell for me. I'm way more heart-centered. I'm way more human-centered. I want to help you solve your problem. And that doesn't mean that I need to solve it, but I want to help you. I want to provide you with resources to solve your problem. And maybe that's me, or maybe it's someone else. But as long as I can help you, that's what selling is to me. So define what your own version of selling is. For me, that's being a servant leader. And again, just a reminder, in every step of the process, be authentic and be yourself. So that was a lot of the framework to get you up to the point of selling. And now this next level, which I'm not going to dive deep into, but we're going to get deep into during the visibility challenge, is to scale. So we have our step 6, step 7, and step 8. So once you build your foundation of visibility, our step 6 is to scale. So that could be launching a Facebook group, that could be launching a course, that could be a podcast, maybe a ebook or a book. So I've had a number of people reach out to me and say, "Hey, I want to launch a course. I want you to help me market a course." And I'm like, "Okay, great. What's your course going to be on?" And they tell me, and I'm like, "Okay, that's great." And I'm like, "Okay, so like what does your audience look like now?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't have one." So that's really I it's a really hard place to be in when s- you have to start from scratch. So really think about how you are positioning yourself for a product or a service and how you're laying the foundation of trust and authenticity even before you start this thought of scaling, right? Step 7 is to build your automation. So as you grow, your time is going to be less and less to spend in your business. and that's the way that you want it to happen. Um, so many times we get stuck in our business, and so helping you to build your automations is really important because everything will just be automated, right? The way people interact with you, the way they onboard with you, it's going to be very automated. However, it's going to be personal. Um, and then step 8 is to build your collaborations, your affiliates, um, preferred vendors, all of those things that you'll be able to build when you scale. And then I also mentioned some tools of the trade. So I get asked a lot, like, what is a good platform scheduler that I can use? What are some email automations that are not going to break my bank? Email clients. So I love Flowdesk. I think it looks beautiful. It's it's way easier than Mailchimp or a large email CRM. Course platforms. So if you're building out a course, here are the ones that I recommend: Kajabi and Teachable. Landing pages, lead pages, video editor is Veed, Veed, and graphic design, of course. Gotta love Canva. I built this in Canva, so shout out to Canva. Um, and so I want to give a little time to our visibility challenge here and what this is going to look like. Oops. What this is going to look like for you all when you join. So I'll share the link here and you can get all set before we even launch in May, because I would really love for you to join and to be part of the conversation and to get yourself prepared um, for the visibility challenge. And I'll also share um, some bonuses when you sign up early, which will really help your business and your brand. So this is what it's going to look like. You can either sign up for the wait list on this button, or further down as we scroll. But I just wanted to show you all what it looks like, how you can get more information if you're curious. We went through this framework today. Um, and so the topics are: define your brand story. So these are going to be the days. Every day is a new topic, every day is a new challenge. Um, and if you sometimes you might feel like, oh, I don't know what my brand story is. And that's okay, because you're going to work through it this week, the week of the challenge. So the daily topics: day 1, we're going to define your brand story. Day 2, we're going to optimize your profile. Day 3, we're going to engage with your audience. Day 4, we're going to create shareable content. Day 5, we're going to collaborate with influencers. Day 6, analyze your performance. And then day 7, plan out your content calendar. So that it'll be a really fun day. And also, give yourself permission to join. It's okay to do something different. It's okay to get yourself out of a comfort zone. And I've also written an email here so you can convince yourself to attend, because you are your own boss. I also noted what results you can expect and what people that I've taken this process through have resulted. And then there's some frequently asked questions down here, like, is there a fee to join? No, there's no fee. What if I can't join all 7 days? How can I get one-on-one support? So there's a lot on this page, and I would love for you to deep dive on it. If you have any questions, please reach out. But that is our 7-day challenge, and I would love for you to join. So at the end of all my presentations, I have this slide because I think it's incredibly true. Oh, sorry, I put it in presenter view, but everything you want to create is already inside of you. That is what we know to be true. If you're showing up here, if you're getting this information, then please know that this is for you. And we're here to support you because everything that you want to create is already inside of you. And this vision, this idea, this business is on your mind, it's on your heart. So we want to give you the tools and the resources to make it happen. So thank you all so much for joining. Again, grab that 7-day visibility challenge website here. It's jesshopconsulting.com/visibility hyphen challenge. So you can sign up there, get more information, and I would love to have you join. Totally free to join. All right, well, have a great rest of your day. Thank you all so much for watching and hopefully getting some ideas or helping you grow your visibility. So again, have a great day and I will talk to you all later. Bye everybody.